I think that if the spark is right and you become naturally open for the changes and nothing surprises you, because, and of course you should not expect anything from this person. You should be content with yourself, and everything that person has to offer, you should just accept it.
We will never solve anything when we will be angry. It's not possible that you are angry and that you will solve a problem, if we say problem. And in a relationship, you can't be angry and you think that you're right. Hey, what's going on, guys? Today is a special video. Today I'm introducing you my girlfriend Maya.
Hi.
And today we will talk about relationships. As I saw in many of my videos, in comments when I was posting about manifesting, law of attraction and all those different things, many comments was about relationship and about attracting partner and about love and all those different topics about relationships. So we decided to make a video together as we were celebrating this year our 8 years anniversary. 8 years anniversary, that we could share some of knowledge that we gained together on the journey when we went through ups and downs and all those hard moments, and what was the reason that we stayed together and what was the reason that we decided to grow together and to run a business together. Now, let's say the first question, how do you look on the word relationship? What it means to you?
Well, for me personally, relationships are really important and play a huge role and major role in my life, because I'm a really sociable and outgoing person. I'm an extrovert, so I feel I'm being myself when I'm around people, you know. So through years now I learned to be alone because I didn't know how to be alone. So relationships are really important for me. I see them as an outlet where you can find support, opinions and compassion. You can learn all these valuable things in life through relationships. And our relationship has taught me a lot of these things. So something like that. They're really important for me. Something like that.
Like you learn to be by yourself, like you learn to be alone. Mm-hmm. So what you mean by that, or how important for you was, you know, to be in a relationship when you know that you have somebody behind you or somebody to support you, but you still need to learn to be alone.
Yeah, I mean, like before we met, like when I was 15 or 16 years old, I was a really outgoing, partying teenager, and I was around people all the time. I was with people all the time. When I was alone at home and didn't know what to do with myself, I was like, wow, I have so many time, and I was picking up phones and calling people if they have a free time to hang out. I was always around people. And then later on, I was so among the people that everybody knew everything about me. I was an open book. I didn't know how to eliminate people from close friends to not strangers, but just the one you know, but don't tell all the secrets, you know. I didn't see the difference. The line was blurred. So at one point I had a really huge, you could say like an earthquake, where a lot of relationships that I had somehow drifted away. And at that point I started learning that not everybody is there to listen to your all stuff and to hold them and all that, if you know what I mean.
Yes, so, I know.
And then shortly after I met you, and then of course the lessons begin pouring in one to another. So now I really know how to be alone somehow.
So the major lesson here, when what can change in your life if you learn to be alone? Like, for example, if you are not right now in a relationship, but you know how to be alone, what do you think, how to know that you still need a relationship if you are happy with yourself, if you're...
So I think if I look from my point of view, if I would be alone but content with being just me and me, myself and I actually, I would suggest that extending yourself to others, like for example, you, my darling, are an extension of myself. So I think that if you have other people that you feel connected with, you can just expand that feeling to share that knowledge,
Yes, exactly, yes.
So other people are extension of yourself, of oneself. So for example, my best friends are extension of myself, but each and every one of them has its own valuable emotion or thing that helps me get better and more open,
Open, yes.
If I am not so good, I don't know, for example, in communication with other human beings or how to express my feelings or compassion, my friend can learn me that through their experience, their life, their point of view. So we are all one. So if I know how to be alone and do all this stuff, they know too. It's very important. I tell you guys, it's really important to have friends in your life. It's so beautiful. So don't be scared to step out there and find people,
somebody who you can share yourself with.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to call a friend, go grab a coffee and talk about life, opportunities, share thoughts. Oh, it's so amazing. One of the best things life has to offer.
And I would say here, when we can learn to be ourselves, and when we ourselves.
Yeah.
And when we learn to love ourselves and also to be alone, we can also learn about who we are and what is our true self. So we can also learn how to express it. So when we will be hanging out with people, with friends, we will be sharing ourselves. We will not be predicting to be somebody, but truly be ourselves.
And pretending.
We will not be pretending to be somebody, but truly be us as real me for every individual. And and what we've learned through this also, when we are in that relationship, we are also, like at the beginning, we are pretending to be somebody, as we are seeing movies like what the real love should be, and we are watching pictures about love, and we think that love looks something like that in the movie and something like that on the picture on Instagram, for example. And then when we are in a real time in a relationship, and we think that when something goes wrong, we think that this is not real love, this is not how the love looks like, and we want to get away out of it. But actually, love it's not what is shown in the movies. Love is actually the feeling that we are experiencing. And I want to ask you now,
I would just like to add at this point that it's also that when you meet someone that you feel connected with in romantic way for a future relationship, I think that it's not just about pretending to be someone else, but you are scared to be yourself, so you would not hurt or surprise or create a bad opinion
Mm-hmm.
in that person, you know. So you are guarded. Actually, you are guarded. You are
Yes.
hiding your true self at some sort of way and emotions in order not to be hurt by yourself and from the others. So, but that's how it is. I think that is a natural process. Even when you make new friends, you're not instantly open and being yourself from the beginning, but you're developing that relationship through the months, through the time, you know.
It's a great explanation.
Yeah.
And but still, when we meet a certain person, like when we are on the same energy level, sometimes we feel like we made this person for a whole life, but we still, I think, need to go through those processes,
Of
like you
course,
said.
it's a crucial thing when it comes to relationships.
So it can also explain now when we met somebody and we are together at the beginning, let's say for a few weeks or months.
Like a relationship.
Yes, like a relationship.
Girlfriend and boyfriend.
For example,
Okay.
yes. And then we are in this zone when we are moving through some blocks that we have in our
Mhm.
mind, like who we are and who we're supposed to be. And then we come at the certain point when we find out that that's not truly who we are, and that's where we start to arguing with our partner, and we think that this partner is not really meant to be. What do you think about it?
Arguing, it's not the first emotion that comes
Yes.
on the line, but it's probably shock, you know, like I don't know, first 3 months or 4 months were so beautiful, and then I don't know, you go for one trip when you're together for more than 8 hours in the same time, and you get to know that person better, and you are shocked because whoa, I didn't know you do that, or you did that, or that you're
Yes,
doing that
yes.
stuff, and so you should always be open for new emotions, knowledge, and information coming your way. Even now that we are 8 years together, we are still open for changes. You know, you have to be always open for changes, because the person that you were at the beginning of a relationship, you will not be the same 3 months after. You are
Exactly.
always changing. As you know, each day it's a day by itself. So each day that you pass on in a relationship, you grow stronger, you know more stuff, and you are never the same that the day before. So I think that if the spark is right, and you become naturally open for the changes, and nothing surprises you, because, and of course you should not expect anything from this person. You should be content with yourself, and everything that person has to offer, you should just accept it. And if not, that's another story. But I think that it's shock, and when the person doesn't know how to process that state of shock, then comes arguing. But it's okay to argue. It's okay to express your own opinion and then work on that. It's really important. Then at the first moment that you are stuck with your feelings towards someone, you should open up yourself and talk to them about that matter. I do that all the time. I would say more than Gaspar does. And I think that this is one of the top things that make our relationship so strong and long and open and all that stuff.
And what we can take from it is that we should not expect something from somebody. So as at the beginning I was also expecting something from you, as you were expecting something from me, and
it's actually a mixture of expectations versus reality.
Yes, exactly. And when we don't reach those expectations, like I was expecting something from you, I was kind of sad because I thought that it's not the right person for me, maybe. And then we went again through those diamonds in a relationship.
He was a really, really naughty boy at the beginning, and so was I. It was a really, really feisty and turbulent relationship for the first 4 years. It was really, really tough for us.
You can imagine, it was in a high school like 8 years ago, and we are like, I'm 25 years old now and she's 26. So we were young, and
we are still young.
We are still
but more wise, just more wise, with
Yes.
more knowledge.
But you know, when you are, I was at the time when we met, I was 100% in a sport, and I was like, I thought that she's stopping me with that, and I was so closed-minded.
And that opinion stuck with you for 3 years or 4. It was a long process of letting go. I'm such a stubborn person, and I didn't give up. I didn't give up for 1 second, because I knew in the success, and I didn't give up. Never give up, people, when it comes to relationship. Never.
But what if... For me, it's a great question. How to know that somebody is a right person? If you say now, never give up, but what if this is not the right person? How we know that somebody is a right person? So what would you say?
I would say that I myself was born with really strong sense for people.
Yes.
So I know instantly if somebody is worth my time or not. I don't know, I spent like 5 minutes talking with people, and I know immediately if he's someone good or not. You can see from their way he talks, moves, are you talking about weather and what are you doing and about your jobs, or you start immediately talking about the things that you are both interested in. Something deeper, yeah. You just feel that. If you are open, really open on emotional and vibrational level, you
like
really
intuitively open.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I see people as the most wonderful thing in the world. The first is Mother Nature, and there is animals and us. We are connected. Even if we do not know each other, we are connected. It's so simple. You just go and say hello, exchange few words, few minutes of talking, and you should know. Just be open. Actually, I would say look or think outside of the box. Look outside, because each individual that you will stumble upon in your life will be different. We are so... I think that there is nothing more unique but people. Everybody is different.
It's a great saying.
For example, if I am into summer sports, for example, and I hate skiing and snowboarding. This is not me, but I'm just talking for example. And then you meet one person that is really, really good in winter sports, and he starts, yeah, this is really good, you should try it. Trust me, I can teach you. Well, go for it. That's the magic, to expand yourself. I'm a really open person and really eager to try new things. And through relationships and friends, I started so many and tried so many new things. Like, the knowledge is so wide, so many opportunities. You can get your dream job through relationships, your long time wish. Signs are everywhere. It's so awesome to have relationships, right?
It's the best thing. So, I don't know, you told everything exactly. So, we can go now. Relationships are a great thing, and we all know that. But what when relationship goes downhill into these hard moments? Like we had many hard moments, and many times I am always the opposite of you. We are totally yin and yang, because I'm totally opposite of her. She's totally organized person and I'm totally creative person. So, which is like perfect connection. But when it comes to to downs in a relationships, to arguing, it's really interesting because we are both pulling things into separate directions. We were, now it's way different because we are more wise and we are more connected than ever.
And open.
And open, yes. It's not what we are saying now, it's also what we are feeling, and it's much deeper connection. But at the beginning, when we were arguing, I always wanted to go away from this relationship.
I can't.
Because it's different. A man is experiencing it through ego. And I said, I don't have time for this. This is stupid, and I leave a phone. But for a woman, from your perspective, it was probably, what is wrong with this guy? Or what was your experience?
Of course, it was a fact that you hung up and you also hurt my ego.
Yes.
Because I was a really big ego back then. I had a big ego back then. But the thing that hurt the most was that I was just trying to talk. I know that I was angry as a lion, but I just want to solve the issue, you know. I wanted to talk. You didn't want to talk at all. You didn't even listen.
Yes, because the talk, it's another topic. It's like for another story.
Yeah,
but
that hurt me the most, actually, probably.
Yes, but what I've learned from it, when we are angry, it's not a great talk, and we cannot talk like angry beings, because when she was angry and when I was angry, you cannot make a deal out of it. You can just arguing even more and more and more until you find out that it's enough. So what we've learned now, when something goes wrong, we just calm ourselves down and
we stop talking. We literally stop talking. He goes that way and I go that way, and then when the time is right, we come back together and we talk.
Yeah,
we take time for ourselves to breathe, meditate, I don't know, go for a walk, go doing workout, whatever calms you down. Because when you are angry and you have a fog, literally fog behind your eyes and in your head, you are incapable of a single sentence that would make sense. So it's the best just to shut down, not so explicitly that we did, but this is how it is. Each time that we had the same situation, we reacted differently. Each time it was less intense and more calm.
So from that we can learn that.
And we come to the conclusion that it's still to never give up.
Yes, exactly. And we will never solve anything when we will be angry. It's not possible that you are angry and that you will solve a problem, if we say problem. And in a relationship, you can't be angry and you think that you're right. And when you're arguing with a partner with angry attitude and still think that you're right and your partner is right, or you're right and he's wrong, and we are not dealing like that anymore. It's like when we are angry, like she said, we go away and we take time for ourselves, and when we come back, we are a new person, like a new being, like on a different level, and then we talk. When we open ourselves, we talk. When we are angry, we are closed. So when we calm ourselves down, we become open again.
And I would say that I know that probably many of you is or were stuck in a magic never-ending loop. You know, you come to an agreement, you live your life, and then comes a new situation when you are angry and you don't talk for, I don't know, some period of time, and then you talk again, and it's never-ending circle. But believe me that at one point things will come to the highest point where you will not take it anymore. the way it was, and you will take a new direction. And this is where the changes come. But you have to be open-minded, persistent, and never give up. You know, even if you decide to split your ways, I think that it's important to do it on good terms. Because if you do not stop or end relationships on good terms, like to come to some sort of conclusion, you will carry this feeling with you all the time. I had just one relationship in life that I didn't finish on good terms, and to this day, it's like 6-7 years ago, and still to this day I am carrying this feeling deep inside me. You know, I remember that just as a reminder not to repeat it again. So that's one of the greatest
the greatest
advices for you guys.
Yes, because if we would look at from energetic level, if we didn't finish with a relationship in our past, that means that we are still sending our energy into that past moment. So if our energy is still stuck there, we can't get all our energy here in this moment. So we need to at some point finish that relationship, and in a good way, in a positive way. Like, we can still talk with that person, or if we met, we can stay normally hi and smiling, not being sad and angry about it. So it's kind of today this video was really long, so for now I think we could stop it and ask yourself if it was anyway helpful, and if you have any more questions about, because I don't know, we were talking about anything in our relationship and what we've learned. So anyway, let us know if any of it was helpful, and if you have any more questions that we can answer to you to help you on your journey and relationships, please let us know right in the comments below, and see you in the new video.
Have fun, guys.